How do you like the new Invincible season so far? Yeah, I'll give you my mid-season review so far. I've talked about it a little bit. I absolutely love the season. There is a noticeable decline in animation quality. It's still very serviceable, and I think it's still very fine, and I think for people that don't watch a lot of animation, they're not going to give a fuck. But since I watch so many animated shows, it really does stick out to me, especially when you compare it to, like, Season 1, that it is a little disappointing on that front, but everything else I think is great. I'm also so shocked that there are so many people that think Cecil is a bad character. I think Cecil is great. One thing that irritated me was why wouldn't Cecil just tell Mark his backstory? I think it makes a ton of sense why he wouldn't, because Mark right now is just rampaging, and he's not even listening to anything Cecil's saying, at least not really. Like, I don't even know when he would have had the chance to tell him the backstory. I've said this last time. I fully think Cecil is more in the right than Mark. I do think it's a very good line. You can either be the good guy or the guy that saves the world. And I think he really exemplifies that. He's doing some questionable things, but ultimately he really is a character that wants to save the world. And with everything he's been through, it's totally understandable why he does what he does in regards to Mark and his family. I think he is fantastic. But without the context of why Cecil is doing what he's doing, it's no wonder Mark would crash out. No, wait, what? Why? You don't need Cecil to trauma dump on you everything he's been through. What Mark should understand is that this is Season 1. Do we care about Season 1 spoilers? Surely not, right? Okay, most people saying no. Like, I feel like what Mark should really easily understand is the position Cecil's in. They are completely useless against someone of Mark's caliber. And that was proven with Omni-Man. They can't do shit against a Viltrumite. So obviously he's going to have to do some extreme measures to try and protect the planet because he can't really trust Mark. So I think it makes total sense. But Mark has shown time and time again he's on Earth's side. So did Omni-Man, though. Omni-Man had the trust of the Guardians and everyone. Cecil, this is Season 3 spoiler, so I won't get into it, but I understand Cecil maybe not. But he still did earn the trust of everyone on the planet, basically. And it can just change like that. But Mark betraying his dad shows he wouldn't change. Not at the moment, but let's posit some hypotheticals. Let's say Amber had been killed. Like, if Amber died, what might Mark do? And how can Cecil even protect someone that Mark cares about? How can, like, he can't while being a good guy. Most people siding with Mark, though. It's a very easy thing to do to side with Mark, because Mark represents, like, altruism. Mark is killing is bad, and we should never use tactics that are evil. You know, this person did terrible things, unforgivable things. They need to be punished, and we cannot, like, we need to just put them in a cell and never think about them again. Even if that person can be utilized to, I'm trying so hard now to get into spoilers, even if that person can be utilized to save the world. Like, that is just thrown off because instead of getting into the gray, it's just black and white. And I think the gray is what's very interesting. Always is. The most compelling storytelling elements exist in the gray. It's also pretty hypocritical since his dad is literally Earth's villain. See, and that was a really good point from Cecil that I feel like a lot of people don't give credit to. When he calls him a hypocrite, he's 100% right. Because Mark right now is in the process... Oh man, this is actual spoilers. Like, this isn't even Season 1 spoilers. So if you don't want any spoilers, real quick, just mute. I won't talk long on it. But he's 100% right, because Mark right now is like, Earth isn't ready to accept what our dad did and get over it. Like, he is actively in the process of trying to prove that his dad can be reformed. His dad, like, he's done terrible things, but he can still be a good guy. But when Cecil is doing it for people that have hurt Mark directly, well, no, we don't do that. That's unforgivable. They cannot, absolutely cannot be forgiven. Oh, did the cam just cut off again? I think the camera's overheating. Hold on, there it is. But I think it's a really, really strong point from Cecil. It is extraordinarily hypocritical that Mark is able to make the exception for his dad, but not any of the bad guys Mark has encountered outside of his father. When his father has absolutely killed far more and done far worse than any of the people Cecil is using to save the world. Okay, no more spoilers now. Great show though, but Season 3's animation makes me very sad. Very, very sad. It could be so much better. Is there going to be a Season 4? Oh, I'm sure. I think this is going to go for a long time. Could you hear that fart? I hope so. Kirkman said he'd run it for 8 seasons to complete the series. It's fine by me. It's not losing any of its quality from like a storytelling perspective. Like the writing is still so strong. I actually think the writing in this season might even be the strongest of the series entirely. It's just, I beg them to improve the animation. It used to be much better in Season 1. And that's not just rose-tinted glasses. I went back and I watched Season 1 clips. They need the porn animators back desperately. Who's stronger, Viltrumites or Saiyans? Now we're just getting stupid. It's Saiyans. Like, that's not close. We're not even in, like, the same ballpark with that. Is anyone stronger than Saiyan? I don't think there's any race in any fiction stronger than Saiyans. At least none that immediately pop into my head. There's individual characters that are. Like Superman and One Punch Man. But as far as, like, a race goes, no. Nah, my dad's strong as fuck. Yeah, and maybe that guy's dad. Story gets better, but animation gets worse. Even though the show got much more popular, it only dipped in animation quality. I don't even know what they call this in the business, but I call it the Walking Dead effect. Walking Dead Season 1 is by far its best season. And it is the season that I believe still had, like, one of the highest budgets. For some reason, they'll fucking mag dump budget into Season 1, try and get people to get, like, hooked on it, make it a hit, and then just gut the budget, and then it's a huge dip. It makes no sense. It's so counterintuitive because you would think that as it gets more and more popular, you'd be getting more and more doubloons behind it to make it better and better. I think you're the only one with the opinion that Season 1 is the best. For Walking Dead, there's no way I'm the only one with that opinion. There's no shot I'm the only one that holds that opinion for The Walking Dead. I hate that show. That show fell off so fucking hard, and I think Season 1 was just, like, actually unbelievably good. Season 2, I still think is okay. Like, I still like Season 2. Season 3, less so. Season 4, less so, but they're still, like, okay. Season 5, they lost me entirely. That's when I stopped. But Season 1, I still thought was the best. It felt so grand in scale. Like, I still liked Season 2, but Season 2 was all localized to a fucking farm. Season 1, we were going all over the place. We're going fucking here, there, fucking Oregon, blah, like, actually everywhere. In a tank, in a city, like, we saw so much. Then we went to the scientist lab. Like, it felt like we got so much done in Season 1. Favorite Invincible villain so far? I'll try and choose something that's not the obvious. I think a really cool villain is Dr. Seismic. He's not my favorite villain. I think everyone's gonna know who the favorite villain is, but I think Doc Seismic is so cool. I love that shit. Mauler twins are better. Ooh, Mauler twins is a really good choice. I do love the Mauler twins. They are cool. Actually, I changed it from Seismic to Mauler twins.